follow along for a great activation warm-up before your run. We're going to start with a walk in place, and something to think about as we move through the warm-up and then out into your run. You should think about your kinetic alignment. Toes straight ahead, feet hip-width apart. We're pumping opposite arm, opposite leg, gentle pull in on the belly button, chin tucked, and that head is pushed back. So we have this nice, tall, proud posture. In 8 seconds, you're going to hear a tone and we're going to go to walking lunges. So we are going to get ready. Here we go. We're going to step forward with one foot, feet hip width apart. We're going to bend that back knee down like we're going into a lunge. The only difference is we're squeezing the glutes so we feel a stretch through the front of that hip down into that thigh. Stand up and switch those legs. If you want to take that stretch up a notch, you can reach towards that ceiling. So step forward, down with control, squeeze those glutes under, stand up and squeeze, and go ahead and switch sides. If your space is limited, you can just step forward and backward, staying in a small area. You want to focus on those 90 degrees on the legs. And like I said, as what's different from regular lunges, we squeeze the glutes and tuck those hips under. In 7 seconds, we're going to stand with those feet wider, toes straight ahead, and into a squat with a lunge side to side. So toes straight ahead, we're going to squat down, lean to one side, toes, knees, hips, nice straight line, over to the other side, back to the middle, up and squeeze. As we go down and we lean into that one leg, our opposite leg goes nice and straight. We're going to feel a big stretch through the inside of those thighs. These are those muscles that cause our knees to go in. So this should feel really good, making sure that those toes stay pointed straight ahead. Keep that chest up nice and tall, that belly button gently pulled in away. And hopefully as we move through these dynamic stretches, you feel those hips opening up and that stretching sensation calming down. In 8 seconds, we're going to go to a jog in place. Start bringing that heart rate up a little bit more and getting those legs ready. So into that jog in place, this is a nice, soft movement. Toes are straight ahead again. Feet are hip width apart. And we're getting that body warm and ready for our run. And cue points that we need to remember, again, toes straight ahead, hip width apart, that gentle pull in, and that head pushed back into alignment as we run with those nice solid 90 degrees on the arms. We're going to relax that tongue to the bottom of our mouth, and we're going to get those ankles nice and warm. We can kind of push through those toes. In 7 seconds, we're going to go to split jumps just to get those legs a little bit warmer. Bring that heart rate up a little higher. So you're simply going to cycle those legs. Good opportunity here to practice that hip width apart as we swing those legs forward and backward, squeezing those glutes. Again, we don't want to lean forward. We want to stay up nice and tall. You don't want that chin to come forward. It's going to draw those shoulders up towards those ears. We want to stay nice and relaxed down away from those ears. 15 seconds. Those calves are going to be burning. We're going to go to a dynamic squat into a calf stretch before we get nice and toasty. 3 seconds. Going to line it up. Feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead. We're going to go ahead and squat down, stand up. Step 1 foot forward and drive that back heel into the floor. Then you're going to reset, squat again, step forward, drive that heel into the floor, leg stays nice and straight, chest stays up nice and tall, belly button gently pulled in. You can use a wall in front of you if that helps you to have something to push into, to help push that heel into the floor behind you. Otherwise, you can use that leg. You want to keep that chest up nice and tall. Really focus on that stretch to the back of that calf, The back of that knee potentially down into that heel. Last one here. Got 5 seconds, and we're gonna go to a single leg hamstring stretch. So one foot is flat on the floor. The other leg is just bent with the toes tapping down. Slight bend in the leg that has the foot flat. We're gonna bend at the hips, reach towards the knee, the shin, or the toe to get a nice dynamic stretch through the back of that leg. Stand up and squeeze the glutes. Chin stays tucked, back stays neutral. We're not bouncing here. It's a slow, controlled reach towards the knee, the shin, or the toe. And then it's a big squeeze, activating that glute while we're getting that dynamic stretch down the back of that leg. Exhale as you come up, and make sure you really focus on squeezing that glute and keeping the back nice and neutral. That knee has a slight bend in it. You may feel a deeper stretch if you lock that leg, but that's not necessary. Go ahead and switch sides. Other foot taps those toes down. The other leg goes with the foot flat. Slight bend in that knee. Remember, the chest stays up tall and we're squeezing those glutes. These hamstring stretches, this dynamic hamstring stretch, is your last stretch before we get into some reactive activation. This is quickly teaching our muscles to quickly activate muscles that we use as we run and walk or jog, that are going to be important to keeping our body in good alignment. So we're going to slowly work up and build better kinetic position, reduce injury so we can go out there and enjoy our run. In 4 seconds, we're doing what I like to call penguin walks. We're going to slightly turn our feet in so our pinky toes are straight ahead. We're going to flex our feet and curl our toes under, and we're simply going to walk. Legs stay nice and straight. You can walk in circles around your room. Where you should be feeling this is as you flex your foot up and curl those toes under, you're going to feel it working right in the front of that shin. This is a critical muscle that prevents that feet from slapping as we run. If you've ever heard those heavy runners, it also protects the arches of our feet and helps protect our knees, back, and hips while we're squatting. 2 seconds, we're going to 2-foot hops. Toes straight ahead, hip width apart. We're going to do a small hop forward, landing heel toe with our knees in line with our toes. This is helping our glutes activate quickly, meaning that they're going to engage more quickly to stabilize our knees and hips as we run. We want to land, we want to jump heel toe and land heel toe. As we land, nice and quiet, like you're sneaking up on somebody, you don't want anybody to hear you. Chest up tall, belly button in, and knees always in alignment with those toes. You don't want those knees going in. If you feel them going in, grab a mini band. We're going to skaters. This again is teaching those hips to engage quickly to stabilize toes, knees, hips. So toes straight ahead. We're hopping towards our inside leg and balancing, catching that balance, leading with our knee as we step, hop, or jump towards our leg that's up. Toes stay straight ahead. We're catching that balance, controlling our alignment. The farther you hop, step, or jump, the harder it's going to be, the faster those hips engage. 4 seconds, we're going to a lunge, power skip. Finishing off this warm-up, you step back into a lunge, drive that front knee up into that power skip, landing toes, knee, hips, nice and balanced. Down for that lunge, up with control. Feet again are hip width apart. In this case, we do not tuck those glutes under like we did in those walking lunges. Everything else stays the same. Chest up nice and tall, bringing that power in, Getting those legs nice and warm. 10 seconds to finish your warm-up. Feel ready. Feel strong. Get ready. Keep it even. One last one here. Get ready to hit the pavement, hit the treadmill. You should be loose, open, and ready to think about your body in proper alignment and have those muscles engaged to support toes, knees, hips, chest up tall. Be proud you're going for a run. Have fun and feel good. Let me know how it goes, how it feels, and if you have any questions.